Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Vortex, where lies and falsehoods are trapped and exposed. I'm Michael Voris. We've been highlighting the U.S. bishop's betrayal of foundational American values, like the country's borders and freedom of speech, especially religious freedom of speech. There are two more that we'd like to focus on, and we'll be highlighting during next week's Deposit of the Faith Coalition press conference in D.C. That's Thursday. Those are the destruction of America's economic might as it relates to fossil fuel, and the second issue is the Second Amendment. Heck, if you give the bishops enough time, they'd wipe out all 10 amendments of the Bill of Rights. And while in a democratic republic, people are free to work to undermine it, in the case of the U.S. bishops and their fellow Marxist travelers, they're using tax dollars to do it. Billions of tax dollars over the past few years. That's billions with a B. Again, we've already highlighted the issue of borders and free speech. Today, guns and the weather, or more to the point, destroying America's energy independence by being anti-fossil fuel under the phony baloney claim of climate justice and being charitable towards the poor. Guess that's why the bishops all fly in first class to the semi-annual meetings and spend $1 million on each event because they're so despondent over the poor. How are those stakes doing, guys? On the issue of guns and the Second Amendment, Cardinals Dolan, Supich, and Tobin have all come out and said Americans, that means you, the patriots, need to just give up our guns freely, in essence, negating the Second Amendment in a backhanded way. For the record, no, Your Eminences, we will not be handing in our guns with a Marxist state running the show, a Marxist state you get hundreds of millions of dollars in funding from to carry their water. Now, switching over to the topic of energy independence and the accompanying economic might it brings, the USCCB has hopped on the climate train and has 24 groups under its umbrella pushing the cause. This effort ultimately results in weakening the U.S. economy and having the exact opposite effect of helping the poor, as the cost of a gallon of gas skyrockets. And the gas per gallon cost is just one massive detriment to the economy. The knock-on effects are devastating. Doesn't matter what it is, free speech or the borders or the meltdown of our economic might or giving up our guns, the bishops are right there out in front pushing for the entire Marxist agenda. So we've decided to take this fight right to them, the political fight, as well as the spiritual one. As a reminder, on Thursday, July 20th, the Deposit of Faith Coalition will sponsor, first, a prayer rally outside of the headquarters of the Bishops' Conference in D.C. at 11 a.m., and that will go to 11:45. Then, a little more than an hour later, starting at 1 o'clock, the coalition will be hosting a large press conference with politically conservative media outlets to explain to them how the bishops are using U.S. tax dollars to help destroy America by pushing the Democrats' agenda under the guise of social justice. We're going to have 4 expert speakers making presentations in each of the following areas where the bishops have been complicit in undermining America. The illegal immigration issue, of course, along with the climate issue, being pro-gun control, and going along with anti-free speech initiatives that impact directly on religious free speech that you and I engage in. Church Militant will be live streaming all of it beginning at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time and wrapping up our coverage at 3 p.m. Eastern. All that information and further details are again available by just clicking on that provided link. This is the first time ever in the Catholic world a press conference highlighting all of this with non-bishop controlled media covering it, and it's high time someone pushed back against all of their crap. The bishops embraced Saul Alinsky way back, and it's been a non-stop love affair ever since for decades now. And importantly, almost no one has told that story, no one except Church Militant. Now we're seeing all over America the fulfillment of that wicked alliance as the nation crumbles under the weight of communism, with the bishops stepping on the gas, of course, under the guise of charity. It's a monumental effort on the part of us involved, and taking this on has a hefty price tag, as you can imagine. So to help us financially with this much-needed endeavor and make a donation, please just click on the provided link where you can make your tax-deductible gift to help choke off the bishop's money supply of your tax dollars. Remember, it's your tax dollars. There are three avenues where the bishops can be hit financially. First, they can simply have their funding cut off by Congress, where various appropriations committees just shovel hundreds of millions of dollars to them, your dollars, each year. Second, the IRS code can be amended so that the bishops are required to file public tax returns known as 990s, just like every other religious nonprofit has to. Currently, they're exempt from it, and it's nearly impossible as a result to track the mountains of tax dollars handed over to them. That's wrong. Americans need to know how and where their money is being spent, no matter who is getting it. And third, their tax-exempt status can simply be revoked. They're deeply involved in politicking, and only for the Democrats. And that kind of blatant political engineering, it just runs afoul of the entire spirit of the tax-exempt code and status. So if you're in that neck of the woods, meaning D.C., around that day, which is July 20th, this coming Thursday, please come to the prayer rally in front of the bishop's headquarters on Thursday, July 20th at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Spectators are also invited to attend the press conference at the National Press Club at 1 p.m. Eastern, and seating will be on a first-come, first-served basis. For those who cannot attend, again, you can watch the entire coverage wall-to-wall live right here on Church Militant as we live stream this historic challenge to the U.S. Bishop's destruction of the American Republic. Please donate whatever you can to help us turn this thing around. It's time. It is time to defund the U.S.